Rise, Samurai. Samurai じない。僕は黒だ。
By looking at the figure, it is obvious that this figure is
ウルトラファンタスティック。
The shinobi-esque samurai design just oozes authenticity as each component, each fabric, each plate is naturally inscribed into the body that rather than being overly ambitious and too unrealistic, Sakai here really looks like what a samurai,
いや、黒だ。
I mean a ghost that stalks men at night would look like. Further supported by the naturalistic paint job as it doesn't try to stand out but blends in with the armor, contributing to that authenticity. Black, while shiny, seamlessly blends into the sculpt. The gold just adds to that Sakai class legacy, and not to mention the other details intricately carved. To be short, the sculpt hits different. However, moving up, while the body is a S tier, the face is unfortunately a B at best. Don't get me wrong, the resemblance is there if you played on the base PS4, but it looks like Good Smile Company just moved the film grain monitor. Only gets worse zooming in. You can clearly see that all the aspects are heavily grained, resulting in a dirty look afar, but 480p resolution close up. You also get a mask replacement head that accurately represents Sakai's mask when assassinating hostiles. Looking closely, the Asian aesthetic is prevalent. You also have multiple hands. You have your fists, open hands, slightly open hands for some mid-air poses, a trigger finger hand that is well suited to holding Japanese bow and arrow to take out targets at long range. A unique aspect of the Figma figure here is that the skirt armor is attached not by plastic or separate joints, but with a cloth, allowing extra movement, a variety of poses, and it won't break off easily, increasing longevity. Another component is the black cape with the Sakai clan's insignia inscribed onto it. While not unique to Figma figures, capes are not as widespread as you'd think and only come with a few Figma figures. However, a unique aspect of the cape is that it can retain a worn-down appearance by tearing and wearing down the edges of the cape. Considering how expensive this figure is alongside my preferences for clear and tidy capes, I don't have the manliness to do what it right. Talking about a bow and arrow, the bow is a wonder to behold as each string is intricately detailed with there being two separate paint jobs. A dark gray alongside a combination of a grayish white on the edges, not to forget the lucky charm at the top of the bow. Looking at the projectile, I have never seen a miniature arrow as detailed as this. The head just oozes a projectile made to pierce through medieval armor. Moving down, the paint job is superb with them being consisted of 3 separate colors. Finally, the feather may be the best part yet as there are panel line for each stroke which actually looks extremely natural, making me want to. Jin also comes with a grabbing hands to hold his swords. Yeah, you heard me right, swords. You have a dagger that is useful when you want to stalk some unsuspecting woman down the alley. You then have a shoto, or a semi-sized blade that's mostly used when... Of course, Jin's iconic katana. Just by the looks, it oozes something made in Japan. Unlike the previous blades, the katana here has a longer length, making it the ideal weapon for close quarters combat. However, the length isn't the only benefit the piece possesses. It's not only limited to the katana, but also applies to the other blades. The dark gray watermarks are superbly administered into the blade, reminding me of a certain water-breathing technique. This is in addition to an intricately patterned handle that makes it hard to believe that this was a mass-produced figure, and instead of a handcrafted work of art. However, this isn't the only intricate pattern, as the moment you turn the blade into your direction, You can clearly witness the glory of the hill, as the same applies here where the patterns are superbly inscribed into the plastic. And of course, as a Figma, articulation is a necessary component. When looking at articulation, it allows for a wide array of posability. The head, of course, is diverse. The body is able to pull off a feat of movement, better at doing sit-ups than half the American population. Arms are limited, especially the shoulders, as they are not capable of an upwards movement due to the arm and shoulder sculpt, resulting in obstructed arm poses, similar to the Hasbro Black Series figures as seen over here. Also, limited shoulder movement is slightly compensated by the elbows, as they're not only are they able to bend 90 degrees, but also possess side movements, allowing for the katana to be held at a variety of poses. Thanks to the cuff attached to the scud armor, the legs are able to conduct a variety of poses. However, due to the thickness of the thigh armor, the leg is unable to lift up, limiting the excessive moves that are able to be pulled off by a shinobi-esque samurai. Also, not to forget, the knees can bend 90 degrees, and there's toe movement. When it comes to size, Sakai Jin here is a big boy, as he stands high above most Figmas and figure arts, making him a sight to behold. Here's Sakai Jin next to Gunpla, Monster Arts, Figure Arts, and besides other Figma. In conclusion, what can I say that I haven't already said? Fantastic details of sculpt, an overabundance of accessories, unique features newly implemented into the figure, making it a splendid figure to have. The only drawbacks are the 480p resolution face alongside armor pieces that block certain movement. But even with those faults, the Figma iteration of Sakai Jin just hits different, and I would dare say dear to my heart. This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. So I don't ask for your help. I beg for it! On what, you might ask? This. And this. Please, I beg you.